Great cast on the day. I am here with Jensen, the Vel'Koz awesomeness. Talk to me about what caused you to pick this champion in the mid lane.
So we had a team comp that could pretty much do anything in fights. Like we could either dive in or like peel back, you know? And I was thinking Cassio, but Cassio is not really that great at following up. So I needed something that could like help dive in if that's what we wanted to do. And Vel'Koz is a very long-range champion with good wave clear. So I think it's a pretty underrated champion and it's pretty good.
You said it's underrated. What's keeping more people from sort of bringing out this great champion like Vel'Koz?
Well, I think the last patch, he was not that good because he was outshined by the other mid laners. But now that the core mid laners like got nerfed, like Victor and all of those, I think he's a much better pick than he was before. So yeah.
All right, makes sense. Thank you very much for that answer. I want to talk to you then about this match because you 2-0'd, you've actually now guaranteed the 3rd seed. Your game record's better than CLG's. Even if they tried to tie you in matches, you'd still take it. So what does it mean to now lock in that you're getting 3rd seed into the playoffs?
It's pretty good because we're going to face off against, who is it, Envy?
It'll be Envy or Apex. It's undecided right now.
Yeah, we're much happier facing those than like CLG or Liquid for that matter because they're pretty strong teams and all matches against them can go either way, I think. But I feel versus Envy or Apex, we have a much better shot at beating them.
And so looking a bit farther forward, then if you do well on that one, you've got top 4, then you get Immortals as your next opponent, and then from there, you know, maybe it's just an automatic berth in the Worlds, maybe you play in the Gauntlet. What's sort of next up for C9? Where are your eyes?
Well, we're just gonna focus on the matches, just play our own game and see how it goes. I'm not really too worried. I think if we just keep improving and practicing a lot, we have a good shot at taking down Immortals and maybe even TSM.
Cool, and then we'll see you at Worlds, representing North America?
Yeah, for sure.
And you're gonna win Worlds for North America? Yeah, for sure?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, thank you very much. Jensen, congratulations on the 2-0 win. Congrats on the 3rd seed. We will see you in playoffs. Good luck with that one. For now, I'm gonna send it down to the analyst desk.
Thank you very much. Freak Cloud9 locking in that 3rd seed for the playoffs here with their 2-0 victory over Echo Fox. So they're going to be very happy to be holding on to that, meaning they play that 6th seed, either going to be Envy or Apex if they make a really strong run into the playoffs. Breaking down this game in and of itself, though, we got to take a look at that champ select, as we mentioned, or as was just mentioned in the interview. Vel'Koz coming out in response to the victor.
They don't even have a graphic for him.
Don't even have
he doesn't exist.
That's actually, well, that ties in perfectly to Freak's question then, right? Which is, why is this champion getting played? Why does Incarnation feel something? Nobody
They can't find it. They're trying to pick it, but he's not there. It's just the blind.
Well, all the champions that got reworked with that big mage rework actually ended up being really strong. Vel'Koz being one of them. He didn't get that big of a tweak, but his numbers were kind of buffed up a bit. But he is just really hard to play. It's not a
It's all skill shots. Literally, like everything is a skill shot.
I think that's why we just don't see it. I think Jensen being a great mid laner can pull it off.
Absolutely fair. And then, as you mentioned, the fact that when that rework came through, he was kind of one of the underpowered of the lot. They did give him some buffs, which I think went mostly unnoticed by people in the wake of a powerful Swain, powerful Vladimir, powerful Malzahar. Nobody was thinking about putting that, that passive damage back on the ultimate and giving Vel'Koz a lot of his DPS back.
Right. There's a couple of factors too. Like he was never meta, so you never had like a top lane, like a top tier player who was like really practiced on it. Bjergsen broke it out a couple times, but it's not like, oh, I used to play Ryze all the time. He's got a little buff now. It's a champion people aren't familiar with, and then he's not super unique in the sense that he brings a ton that the others don't. You heard there. He was thinking Cassio for matchup, but then wanted a little bit better follow-up, so it's more of like a niche, does it a little bit better. So that's why you don't see some of these more fringe picks, because you can get a lot more practice in a lot more situations.
Now, Game 2 here was very similar to Game 1 in that we saw Echo Fox making mistakes left and right, C9 capitalizing on a majority of them, and playing the game to relative perfection. We, again, just like Game 1, we saw a botched fight for Cloud9 as well that extended the game a little bit here in Game 2. But the only replay we have, 10 minutes, 10:30 into the game, so very early on, 1-for-0 in the bot lane. Impact going to TP in to help out with
And
this.
they have TP advantage on Cloud9's part because KFO used his on the top lane, and immediately they're making a play on the bottom lane, and then just pull the trigger on an easy gank, and they just get a nice little kill on Fox. And look at where KFO is on the minimap. A completely just mistimed synergy. You have absolutely no business going for a play on the bottom side. And C9 doing the right thing while Fox is just completely ignorant to it.
Yeah, you can't even really call it well executed. It starts with Keith getting hooked. Even if you were trying to force a play bot side, that's not how you want it to go in the first couple moments.
So beta Rooney.
Beta. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I can't wait to dash out from this bait. Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. So that's the only replay we have because honestly, it is very tough. you know, with this Echo Fox squad to determine, you know, what they need to fix as their #1 priority. It's a squad that seems to be struggling in all elements of the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right,
It's
so
like
there it is.
individual skill
Uh-huh.
picks, wave management, synergy, comms. I mean, we're going to go through every single aspect of being a team here. And it's no easy way to put it, to be
Not
honest.
painting a pretty picture for them moving into that promotion tournament. Now on the flip side for Cloud9, Impact definitely showed up a little bit today. Gonna grab player of the game again here. Map pressure, big on the Gnar, into the Fiora. You know, the pressure game against the Fiora is important. If you can hold off or delay, you know, her split push dominance there in that Gnar matchup, that's what you're gonna need to win.
Right, it's a little bit of a skill matchup where if the Gnar does get front of head, he has the threat to solo kill her. Similarly, if the Fiora gets really ahead, she can take over. And I think it's just the fact that C9's a better team that he's able to get ahead of the skill matchup and then really take over the game with it.
Well, he did end up having quite a bit of practices with all the all-ins that kept happening, so you can just kind of get better at the matchup. And it was kind of pioneered by Meteos going with a couple of gang swords on top side, helping him out. And once you get lanes like that going, it's just so hard to come back. You're going to have to wait till 4 items to actually make it back into the game, which is not a good window for you to win.
Very much so. Well, with the Apex victory over Team Liquid earlier today, this was all C9 needed to lock in that 3rd seed. They're going to be very happy to be walking away today, knowing that they've locked in 3rd seed for the playoffs, and tomorrow is now just a show match, really, against Team Liquid. For now, though, that's going to do it for NALCS 1. We're going to throw you over to NALCS 2, where Phoenix 1 and Immortals are currently starting up Game 3 here to close out the day.
He wasn't able to get any of the melees before getting chased out.